Today's trading illustrated, illustrated that the Dow was trading up 40 points, the Nasdaq was trading lower, and the S&P 500 was relatively flat. What's that kind of tell you about investor sentiment? That there really hasn't been any change. It's just shifting of funds. So right now, we can conclude that this market is still in an uptrend as long as we don't see a candlestick sell signal and a close back below the T line. That's the basis of knowing which or what has your strength as far as positioning in a portfolio. As long as the uptrend remains in progress, you want to be predominantly long. That's just simple logic of candlestick analysis where you're trying to put all your stars in alignment. So when the market started up, candlestick analysis provided very simple signals and patterns to tell you which ones are going to act the strongest. As we can see in Beezer Home, right about the same time that the market started turning around in the strong uptrend, it did a left-right combo in the oversold area. And then they gap it up the next day. If you just look at candlestick logic, if a reversal signal tells you there's a potential of a change of investor sentiment, and the next day they gap it up, that tells you not only has that investor sentiment changed, but the new sentiment coming into the market is extremely strong, putting you into situations where your upside potential is going to be not only in an upward direction, but in a very strong upward direction. So you can see many positions over the last month have not only moved up, but they've moved up 50%. Just using common sense analysis, if you start seeing candlestick buy signals and then a close above the T line, that tells you you're probably in an uptrend. Once you see buy signals and you start seeing them gap up, that tells you not only has the investor sentiment changed, but the force of that new trend is going to be relatively strong. We always reiterate that this is not rocket science. When you can see a price pattern like a fry pan bottom, a strong buy signal like a left-right combo, and then followed by a gap up in price, a lot of people say, I don't want to buy a gap up. I don't want to buy a stock that's already up 3, 5, 10, 15, 20%. You do if it's telling you that there's a new strength in that trend, and stock might be up 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15%, but there's probably another move that would create another 50, 100, 150% upside. Candlestick analysis is merely the graphic depiction of what's happening in investor sentiment, and there's some very simple techniques that show when that investor sentiment is going to be real strong in the next price move. That'll be it. We'll see you in the chat rooms.